This week's video is going to be about an exciting announcement here at 10 Capital, big in some ways, not in others, around a slight name change. More importantly, we want to cover the why behind the name change and really what it reflects about where 10 Capital sits with respect to the rest of the industry. So what's in a name and what is our name change? I think names are important. As the son of an English teacher, the words we use are important and need to have meaning, particularly when it's around the name of something. To that end, 10 Capital is still 10 Capital. But 10 Capital Investment Advisors is changing to 10 Capital Wealth Advisors. And while maybe a small change to some, it's something we needed to let everybody know about, legally and otherwise. But also there's some important evolutions here at the firm that were behind that name change that we think are important for people to know and understand about who we are. So let's walk through the name, hopefully relatively quickly. 10 Capital, 10. As some of you may know if you've been around us for a long time, it was based on my grandfather's high school jersey number. It's not something we trumpet all the time, but as time goes on, we think the cornerstone reasons behind that are important to know. And there's four big ones that I like to focus on. Number one, he would always talk about how uncompromising he was around his integrity and reputation. Given his position, he'd come across some deals that, again, were never illegal or nefarious, but might have given the perception of being in a favored position and being someone who grew up in very humble means, as well as someone who valued his reputation far more than he valued money, he'd pass on. And again, we work in an industry that far too often, particularly among those big publicly traded companies that are in the news every week for something or another, it's about quarterly earnings of the shareholders at the expense of the end client and their experience. We want to be people of uncompromising integrity, a solid reputation, again, people that our clients can trust. Number two, community. Everybody here at 10 Capital from day one has volunteered, given back to the community in some manner. We can't find, he didn't believe, nor do I, professional and personal fulfillment without, again, being someone who gives back to the community. And I'm proud to say all my colleagues and partners feel and do the same. Team. So that team, that was something that was big to him. Again, whether it was his community engagement or his professional, was working within a team, understanding the strength of partnerships, something that's been critical day one here, thus a team sport, that we wanted to be about team, that we wanted people with a wider range of experiences and expertise, but also passions that we could deliver to our clients then an uncompromising experience in all respects with the different ways that they would be engaging with our firm. And finally, he'd call me just about every day. I miss those calls to ask me, did you have some fun today? Would be the last thing he always asked me. And at the time, I thought it was just fun for having fun's sake, and that's important too. But as I've gotten a little bit older, hopefully a little bit wiser, I've understood that too, it's about relationships and all the wonderful things that come from having deep, meaningful relationships with people. And so, again, all the different types of ways we try to engage with clients, at least, whether people engage back on all those all the time or not, is about our heart for wanting to really have our clients feel known. Investment advisors to wealth advisors. Simply put, when I founded the firm, I was focused on investments, coming out of a broker-dealer world, and a world that still is too far dominated by people who think they can outpick the stock market or trying to pitch magic products. I wanted to focus on a more sound philosophical basis for how to run money. That still is and will always be the case, but as time has gone on and I've gotten to work with more great people who could bring even more to bear and who I have learned from and continue to learn from, there's so much more to having a successful experience that really is about wealth, living richly today, building wealth for tomorrow, and we wanted that reflected in the name, whether that's communication, events, so much else of what you see 10 Capital do. And so it was time for a name change. As we've matured, grown up, we wanted to have our name reflect the fact that we understand there's so many different things we have to get right for clients, in addition to sound portfolio management, to help them live rich lives and be people of wealth in all respects. Finally, advisors. It's not magicians. It's not prognosticators. It's not even management. Again, it's advisors. We want to be people who are known for taking the time, making the effort to come alongside of our clients and be advisors. This is a whole lot of things that the industry traditionally hasn't been around. Number one, a network, whether that's our internal team or all the external partners like the one we had come and speak at our event last week. We know that all smart people don't work in one place, that it's critical to be able to have a network to call upon of various, again, expertises to bring to bear so that we can deliver, again, an uncompromising experience and result to our clients. Second, another point, again, it's not management. And that's very distinct. We did consider that, and we kept advisors, and this is why. This industry for far too long has been patronizing. It sought to lead out of fear and belittlement as though people couldn't exist without the advisors, as opposed to leading through clarity and empowerment and having your value be to clients that you are willing to partner with them, come alongside them, give, as my favorite Peloton instructor says, give recommendations, let them make decisions that feel best for them. And again, when you bring that all together, custom tailor an experience and a portfolio and a plan to their story, not try to fit their story into some set matrix as has too often been the case. So summing this all up, 3 big things. The podcast, the social media, the industry partners, everything that we're building and trying to communicate to clients really comes down to 3 big critical things. Number one, build wealth. Again, we are an investment firm. We want to build great portfolios that are designed specifically to what your needs are, and that won't ever change. The second, though, is communication and clarity. Everybody's different, whether they want to read the written parts of our commentaries, watch these videos, catch the 60-second Instagrams or Facebooks, listen to a podcast. All these links are below. Our job is to try to do our best to deliver things in a way that's going to work for you, and that takes a lot of work. We're willing to put that time in, again, to meet you where it's best for you, to give you the type of clarity to drive out the fear that too often dominates investing. And finally, live rich lives today, not just build wealth for tomorrow. That means, again, communication that drives out fear. It means having a little bit of fun, but most importantly, perhaps pulling that all together with great relationship. With that, we hope you have a wonderful weekend, have a little fun with those people that mean most to you. And again, thank you for all that you mean to 10 Capital.